Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. And so today is which we are going to discuss the difference between find element and find elements in the Selenium. Both are quite similar and major difference which we are going to discuss today. And let's get started with the find element first. So like in the with using find element, we can say find element detects unique web element, or we can say if we have to fetch only single element, we can say we can use driver.find element. I will show the syntax as well later on, later point of time. Let's discuss the concept first. So in with using the find element, we can say it detects single element, single web uh, single web element. Okay, sorry, element. It fetches in the DOM, means data object model. On the page, it used to fetch only single element. If we are writing driver dot find element and with the using let's suppose class xyz, okay, and there are multiple elements are there on the same page, and we have used the driver dot find element only. It will match with the find element, it will a web element, and it will return the first matching web element. So if having like if we can say if having multiple multiple web element on the single page, like with the same locator, if having multiple web element, okay, okay, web element, web elements, so it will fetch, it will fetch the first matching element only. Okay, while and also if we have open some session and we are trying to means we are trying to find some element, and that we are not able to find that particular element, that particular let's suppose the x path we have provided, and our driver instance is not able to find that particular web element. So in that case, it will throw an exception, and that exception would be no such element element exceptions. Okay, so it will, our browser means our Selenium instance will throw this no such element exception at that particular point of time. If no such element found on the page, oh sorry, page, it will throw this. Okay, so we have discussed 3 points. It fetches only single element. If our page is having multiple web elements with the same locator, then it will fetch the first matching element only. And if having no such element on that particular page, it will throw an exception. So let's get started with the find driver.find elements. Okay, so in the driver.find elements, if we are trying to fetch with using driver.find elements, so it will return the collection of all the matching web elements, I would say. Okay, and that collection would be in the form of list. So means when we are using driver.find elements, So it will give the collection in the form of list. Okay. And if no such element found on the page, like no such web locator found on that page, instead of throwing error, it will return an empty list. So it will not throw any error. Instead, it will give this empty list. And also let's proceed with the syntax. So while using driver dot find element, let's suppose driver dot find element, we are using find element. So this is the simple syntax which we use. And let's suppose we are fetching by using by dot xpath. Okay, so we will use like by dot xpath. And by dot xpath could be something like we can say div. Okay. And it should be unique, so I will use div let's suppose 2. So it will return single web element. So after writing this driver dot find element, we have to store that web element somewhere. So for that we have to create a variable. So for that we can say web element e. So when and we are storing this, so driver dot find element over here in the e. So we can initializing this driver dot find element into e. Okay, so let's take an example for this. Let's suppose I will copy the same thing to over here. Okay, so instead of using web find element, we are using find elements. Okay, in this case. And also writing this, I'm not writing div 2 because we are fetching totally a list, means the whole list. So with the using xpath. Okay, and for that we have to store somewhere. So as we have discussed, it giving list, means the return would be the return type would be the list. And what is being written means it's a web elements. Web element means all the web element would be stored in this list. Okay, and we have to give some name to this list. So we can say list of web elements. Okay, so once this is stored, so if we have to run some iterator or some operation we have to perform on this list, we can use a list of web element. It's a list name, and in which we have stored the driver dot find elements. Means we have stored all the elements in the this single list. So hope you liked it and you got to understand what is difference between a find element and find elements. So for similar kind of video, stay tuned with this channel. I will showcase I will come up with more topics in Selenium as well, and with concept and testing as well. So hope you liked it. If you really liked, please hit the like icon and do subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.